Hey guys, this is Brett again, and I'm trying to do something about that buzzing noise, so I came to a different place to do my recording. As far as the questions go, describe thoughts after watching the videos. I think that the internet, the internet never stays the same. It's always changing. When the internet first came out, it was pretty, it was just a source of information. It was static. Nothing was really going on. And that website that he showed us in class, it was NASA's. You would have thought that had been really advanced, and it was for the time. But I went and looked at it now, and NASA's website's just, blowing their first one out of the water now. It's really interactive, videos, and it's always, the information's always changing there. The lecture by the K-State professor, he made some good points on how much the web has changed and how in the beginning it was not predicted to make much a difference in the world. And, he told how much YouTube changes and advances every 6 months and gives everybody in the world voice and, and links people to each other. One interesting thing that I learned was that the thumbnail that shows on YouTube in the middle of your video, it was interesting how some people put something right in the middle to capture your attention when looking at the thumbnail. What implications do those messages have for you as a future teacher? As a future teacher, I can see the benefits of using the internet to connect students with experts throughout the world. Just describing my podcast. The podcast I watched, it was pretty cool. I watched a podcast titled Social Media in Education. In the podcast, the teacher told about how he used blogging in the classroom and the impact of what doing the blogs had on his students. I can see how using a blog and having students get feedback from others could make them dig deeper into their subject. In the podcast, he talked about allowing students to use cell phones in the classroom, and that's kind of a hard subject because my old middle school just completely outlawed the use of cell phones in the classroom. The school board ruled that allowing the use of cell phones would divide the students into groups of those that could afford smartphones and those who couldn't. That's something that we as future teachers need to be aware of when looking to use technology. What cloud-based bookmarking tool did I use? I used the tool called reddit.com, reddit.com. It was pretty easy to use, but I felt that some of the articles were really outdated. So before using the information, I needed to check the date and make sure that it was current. I think that covers all the questions. Just the big thing about Web 2.0 is that the web's ever changing, and we as future educators need to embrace that it's changing, and we need to change with it. So, thank you.